There was a Ratchet and Clank movie that came out? Is that for real? I swear when I first saw this, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was totally like, were you making this up? Karen, who is one of the contributors to Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the NES Library, she alerted me that this movie came out and it bombed over the weekend. I was like, are you serious? There's a Ratchet and Clank movie? Yeah, and there was one that came out, and it did awfully over the weekend. It made less than $5 million. And this wasn't like there was nobody in this movie. There was like real stars. There was like Rosario Dawson did a voice. I believe Paul Giamatti did a voice. Yeah, this is a movie with real people. Sylvester Stallone did a voice. John Goodman did a voice. So why did they make a Ratchet and Clank movie? Is my first question. And did they realize that like most of the kids that would have seen this movie have no idea who Ratchet and Clank are? I mean, that should just jump out you as the reason why this movie failed, first and foremost. Is that Ratchet and Clank, their popularity probably peaked, what? Like 10 years ago? On the PlayStation 2? Is that fair to say? I'm not a big Ratchet and Clank sort of person that knows about their history, but what was the last big game that they made? Was it in the past 5 years even? They've done mobile games. Full Frontal Assault came out in 2011. But that was a tower defense game? What? So it's basically a glorified mobile game, and then they had a going mobile as a game. Jesus. They did a collection that came out, but that doesn't count. That's a collection. It's all of their old games. So they haven't had a big game, I'm going to say, not even knowing that much about Ratchet and Clank in at least 5-6 years, at least. So you can't put out a game, you can't put out a movie about a video game that's an animated movie geared toward children and expect them to go to it if those children haven't played the games. Am I being crazy saying that? At the very least, it's got to be geared towards, I guess, like teenagers who play the game as kids like 8 years ago. So these are like 16-year-olds and 19-year-olds. They ain't going to see it. They grew out of it. So this movie was for absolutely no one, I think. Then I watched the trailer, and it was just a toothless, bland trailer that was just like, it was weird because there was like children humor, but some adult humor thrown into the trailer. So it wasn't, I didn't crack a smile once. You know, like, it's one thing to make a movie about Angry Birds, which you could even say Angry Birds had its day in the sun like 3-4 years ago. And that, like, nowadays, who cares? But still, a ton of people knew and play Angry Birds. And those are a lot of adults that played Angry Birds. It wasn't just kids. A lot of adults said, oh, I love Angry Birds, you know. And they still play now. Like I said, Ratchet and Clank is a really strange choice for a movie. And I was shocked that, first of all, I was shocked that I hadn't seen any advertisement for it. I didn't know it was coming out. I don't think I saw any trailer originally. I didn't see the trailer until someone pointed it out to me, Karen. And it just got demolished at the box office, which normally you wouldn't care that much, but unfortunately you have studio heads that'll be like, well, you see, it's a video game movie, we shouldn't make it. We shouldn't make a Legend of Zelda movie now because Ratchet and Clank did awfully. They don't know enough to realize that Ratchet and Clank wasn't a viable franchise to make into a mainstream movie to begin with, so that they shouldn't have done it. That's the problem with this. So, yeah, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it's just like, what is it? 18%? What is it in Rotten Tomatoes? It didn't do well, that's for sure. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes. 18%. With an average rating of 4.1 out of 10. Consensus, Ratchet and Clank may satisfy very young viewers who won't know what it's based on, by the way. And you're not going to get them in the theater because of that. But compared to the many superior options available to families and animation enthusiasts, it offers little to truly recommend. Yeah, if you have a family, you got kids, go see Jungle Book. Awesome reviews, 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what you're going to see. Or frickin' Zootopia. You know, go see that. 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. You know, so go see that stuff. Not something based on a video game that has been popular in like 10 years. That's insane.